And we are live, I think. Happy fucking Taproot Tuesday.
Happy Taproot Tuesday, Tom.
What's up, Phil? How you doing, buddy? I miss you. God damn it.
I'm good. I know, man. We don't talk nearly enough these days, man. Just
You don't call, you don't write. It's all
I
right.
know.
Actually, I called you today and we talked on the phone.
But I buy you vans, so it's okay.
I know. Exactly. So, and I've been zipping around in like a baller rental car for the last
Yeah.
2 weeks. It's this little tiny Toyota fucking Corolla thing. It's really nice, but it's like this big. It's like driving around in a fucking Matchbox car.
Right.
Tiny. So yeah, let's give it a minute. Get some people up in here.
Were you just in Tennessee? Did I see that right?
I went to Nashville. I literally drove down Friday. So my friend Phil, Duran, his kid Gage is on my skate team for Volatile. So he's, we just made a pro model deck for him, and they have a record and skate shop in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, called LRB Skate and Record Shop. So their grand opening was this weekend, and it was the release party for Gage's pro model deck. So I just drove down for that, but it was literally, and Lydia's Castle played at the grand opening, and it was dope.
Nice.
But literally, I left Friday at 3. The weather was shitty. I actually stopped in Chicago and saw Max Cavalera has another. I was texting with Gloria, his wife, all day, and he's in another band with his kid called Go Ahead and Die, and they were playing in Chicago at Reggie's. So I stopped there, saw them, and then jumped back in the car and kept driving. I got to Nashville, I got to Murfreesboro like 3 in the afternoon, and I left like 6 o'clock Sunday. So I was literally just there for 24 hours. Just drove there and drove back. It was brutal.
Yeah.
But it was fun, though. It was awesome. It was just important, man. It was my buddy. The release of Gage's deck. I wasn't even going to go, but I'm like, fuck it, I will. So I just jumped in. I've done stupider drives. I mean, we do Taproot shows where we drive 2 days to play one fucking show. So that's basically what I did.
Or 2 days to not play a show.
Touche. Indianapolis. I just drove through Indianapolis twice. Gary, what's up, buddy? So yeah, dude, so it's cool. So talking to my buddy Keenan over here, everybody's blowing me up. Yeah, it's good, man. How's everybody been doing? We missed you. Destin, we're playing in Destin.
Right on.
We're coming for you. We're coming for Destin. God, I need to pull up the dates. I need to have like the dates in front of me. I always forget that.
Don't have them up here anymore.
Let me see. Updated Taproot dates. This might be most of them. Let's see. No, these are from last year. Let's see. Dates. Jared Montague blackout dates. Here we go. I think they're on here. Nope, I lied.
What is it? April 11th and 12th.
Anyway, how you been doing, Phil? What's up with you? I'm just gonna let you talk while I'm sitting over here trying to find these dates.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them.
Starting to think about rehearsing for the shows.
I know we were talking about that today. Logistics, man. Logistics.
Yeah, Taylor told me he jams out the songs every day. I've not touched my bass since we stopped, I don't think.
Yeah, but at a certain point, though, dude, number one, you're like a prodigy, number one. Number two, at a certain point, like Taylor's been playing this shit for a year. You've been playing it for 25. You know what I mean? So it's just muscle memory at this point, Yep. So, hey, at least she knows when the show is, May 7th. I didn't even have to find the dates. May 7th, right before Welcome to Rockville.
Yep.
Holy fuck. So we got a cool guest tonight, man. My buddy Gavin's going to join us, better known as DJ LYFE. He was the original DJ in INCUBUS on Enjoy Incubus and Science, and he's been one of my dear friends for literally since he was in INCUBUS, man. We've been friends for a long time and super cool. I'm always trying to find weird, fun guests to come join us on here on the Taproot Tuesday, and generally somewhere in and around the new metal realm. I mean, there's a show all about new metal nonsense.
People love the new metal again, man. It's great.
They do. What's old is new again. So, and we're getting all these cool, weird offers. Like the person that runs the slash new metal Reddit subreddit hit me up, and they're having their anniversary. They wanted us to do a little thing for that, which we'll probably.
Yeah.
I love that subreddit, man. I'm on it all the time.
We did it for them a few years ago.
Yeah. They just hit me up and asked. I'm like, of course, man. I love that subreddit, man. It's like one of the only things I look at on a regular basis on Reddit is the slash new metal subreddit. Capulet Fest, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fraud Durst.
Fraud Durst in the house.
We are coming to Connecticut. Wally's the day before Capulet Fest. I guess that's the 29th. Got a lot of shows, man. Fucking. God,
are all these officially announced? Because we announced louder than.
I know. I was just gonna say, like, got to figure out what's announced and what's. I think, yeah, Louder Than Life is announced now, so we can talk about that. Yeah, I mean, I fucked up and mentioned that last time, but then they announced it like 2 days later, so yeah, nobody even noticed.
The newest one has not been announced yet, right? That's in a day or two.
Nope, that's not.
Or soon? Okay.
Hey, Adam, buddy, I'm working on it. I'll let everybody know as soon as humanly possible. I promise. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? So, yeah, dude, I've just been busy over here trying to occupy my time. I don't have anything to do without Taproot, man. Like, it's fucked. My whole life revolves around Taproot at this point.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do with myself when we're not out doing shit. I've been working on booking more Taproot stuff, booking some Simon Says stuff. We got a couple shows with Nonpoint, which is going to be fucking dope, finally. Hopefully we're going to get to do a couple shows with Simon Says, too. I'm trying to...
That'd be awesome. I was just about to say, I would love to do a show with those guys again.
I'm working on that. They were actually supposed to be on... They're supposed to be on all those Nonpoint shows that we're doing after Northwoods Rock Rally. We're not doing Northwoods Rock Rally, but they are. And we're doing those shows with the Nonpoint after that. So they're supposed to be on those. Yeah. They're supposed to be on there's a couple things I'm going to slip them on. So I'm starting a new coffee company, which I'm excited about.
Nice.
Dipping my foot back in the coffee. As you know, probably I had a coffee company for many years with another gentleman that I no longer associate with.
Right.
So now I'm dipping my proverbial toe back into doing coffee, which is fun. That's it. See what happens when Taproot doesn't play shows. I sit at home and start new dumb things.
Yeah, dude, Lancey show should be cool.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, man. I love the Edema guys. I love Ryan. I don't know. People might not even know this. I'm the one, when they did their very short-lived reunion with Marky, I'm the one who actually made that happen. What was that?
I got my mind froze. I wasn't sure if that was me or you.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, so I love Edema. But yeah, when they got back together with Marky, I'm the one who actually got them back together with Marky, and they only did a couple shows. One of them was my show that you guys did in Green Bay, Savage Fest. Edema, that was one of the only shows they did in the reunion with Marky. But yeah, I don't know anything about what happened, man. I don't want to speak to it. I love those guys. I wish them all the best. Yeah, I don't know what happened with Ryan. I have no clue, so I didn't want to speak to it, but nothing but love for everybody, and hopefully it all works out, man. I liked him with Ryan. It was cool. I liked him with Marky. I think for a while Flucky was singing, and I bet you that's probably what they're going to do again. I imagine they'll just do that. That's right, West Palm Beach. So, well, I guess without any further ado, we might as well get our guest up in here, huh? How about it?
There he is.
Gavin.
That's my introduction.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Good to see you.
I should just have you follow me around everywhere and be like my theme music. Do you ever think how cool that would be to just have somebody follow you around and like score like everywhere you go? Like,
gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is a very dramatic moment. Like,
I just have a boombox, dude. I'm known for that. And then I'll be like, I have the cassette tape and I have it queued up, and I'm like, all right, now he's getting road rage, and like I'll play like some crazy shit, and then he's walking into a meeting and it's all happy, That'll work, dude. That's what DJs do.
Oh yeah.
So what have you been up to, Gavin? It's been a while. I mean, we talked briefly earlier. It's been a minute. What's going on with you?
No, I thought you'd never ask, dude. I've been making beats and well, I put out that Science scratch record, and it's kind of crazy, dude, because people are buying it, and I kind of make them limited, and I'll release some like on eBay. I did the Kickstarter during the pandemic.
Wait. You released the what?
Yeah, tell us about that.
Cool. Sorry, let me put you up. So when I was in Incubus, I made a piece of vinyl, and I produced it, and Mike helped me produce it. But what it was, when we were doing the shows, I had all this obscure vinyl, dude, where if we lost one of those records, we couldn't do the show.
Right.
And because that was all we had. We were touring behind Science, and that was our main thing. So, and it was difficult because I would have to have these weird records and have like, little pieces of tape and markings. So when I queued them up, and that was it, dude. Those records were my whole career. It was like this little folder of like records. So everyone's like, look, you got to put all that onto a compilation record and have it on one piece of vinyl. And then you won't have to queue it up. You'll just be like, okay, now you're playing this song. Okay, I have all the scratches for this song in this section of the record, and so on and so forth. And then also during that time, we were like, well, you're going to be in Incubus forever, and we're going to make the next record, so we're going to put more sounds onto this. And then what we did was we got like stems, and a lot of them were like Jose's drum solos, some guitars. I went in there until like, I remember I would go in there in the studio when they closed at 11 p.m., and I would leave at 6 in the morning, and the dude who was the engineer just took everything, and I'm all, hey, I do get those vocals, and it was like Brandon's vocals and different little stabs, and then I add all these other sounds, because that was always a big thing for me, where I was buying scratch records from like DJ Qbert, DJ Rectangle, and I was like, I'm making my own scratch record. And in the world of DJs, that's a big deal. You have some beats on there, and then I just added all these weird ass sounds, and Mike made weird ass sounds with his guitar, and so what happened, that thing became a point of contention between me and what's his face, because those were mine. And then I don't want to get into it because there's a whole ugly story behind it. But basically, they needed those to do the album, and those are mine. I even paid for them out of my pocket. So I'm like, no, you can't have these. And it became a big deal because then they stole some and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get into that. But anyhow, at some point, people were like, dude, they just knew about this thing. And I was like, well, I don't really have any more from the original pressing. I mean, I have my own, and I had like test pressings, and then it just garnered some attention. And then these few guys were hitting me up online, and they were like, dude, will you ever repress this? And I'm like, dude, I work like 16 hours a day in the movie studios, and I was just doing hard work and all kinds of shit I was doing. I'm like, I don't really do music, dude. No. And then the pandemic came, and I'm like, sitting around twiddling my thumbs, and that's when everyone got creative, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to put this out. So I did a Kickstarter, and then people responded. And then during that Kickstarter, I sold all this memorabilia, and I just have weird ass memorabilia from Incubus and stuff. And then I raised enough money, and then I pressed it up, and I still have a bunch, and it's a limited pressing. So there was 110 copies made. And then so far I only have like 30 left. But then in the midst of that, I found some of the original pressings at my mom's house that are still sealed from 98.
Right.
And I just have a little bit of a cult following. And those go for $250. And people are like, dude, I want one. I'm like, I'm not selling any right now. I have like 5 left, And so I released that. And then I'm like, and then I put out this mixtape on Bandcamp, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm still a musician if I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like going to nightclubs and DJing anymore. I did that shit hardcore, like deep in the hood and in the inner city and DJing and just hardcore hip hop. Nothing like rock or any of that shit. And I did that shit as long as I could, and I had a kid, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to be at some concert venue or some underground club at like 5 in the morning, like pressing the promoter, like, hey, dude, you got to pay me right now. Because that was shit I was into, and it was crazy. And they'd be like, fuck you, I'm not paying you. It's 5 in the morning. I'm downtown LA, and I got paid. And I'm not doing that, And so this is something I could do. Just like I got this little, it's called an MPK 261. It's kind of like the MPC, but it has everything on the key, on the pads, and it's got, and then I just make beats like I always have. And now I'm having fun because I don't really need to impress anyone. I'm singing a little, and now I'm learning guitar, and I play percussion. So that's what I've been doing.
Awesome, man. Where are you at? Are you out in LA or?
Yep. I'm in the trenches, dude. And LA's really shitty right now, which is a whole other story. There's a lot of crime, and
yeah, right.
It's weird, but yeah, I'm here in LA. I'm dealing with it.
You aren't getting out like everyone else.
Well, we want to move out to Ventura County, but I have a kid and he has a mom, and his mom lives here, and I run a business here, and but I'm not going to just run away from California, but I would like to go to Ventura County.
It's nice up there.
Yeah, it's all political, dude. This whole thing's very political, and people went too far to the left, which is fine in other places, but it's not like, oh, we're just being nice. Like they don't put people in jail for things anymore, and it's a madhouse. So I'd like to go to Ventura County is like really close by, so maybe I'll make it out there in the next few years, raise my kid out there a little more because he's only 10.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, LA got a little nuts, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to live there now. Like I come out to visit, and it doesn't have the same. It used to be like, oh, I'm home now, and now I got there. Oh my God, I kind of want to just get the fuck out of here.
It's sad and it's scary, and you know what I liken it to, because it's the only thing I can liken it to. It's like your best friend and this person that you love, and like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that song he's so loved, and he personifies this place. And it's like if you've ever seen someone die of cancer or they're very, very sick, that's the way I feel when I go to Hollywood and I go to these places. And there's been times I'm just driving around and I just cry, dude. And people are so on drugs, and you just drive down the street and there's people overdosing on the sidewalk, and then there's no cops that want to work here, so we don't have cops. Like we don't have the cops. Don't like. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at them; they just won't work here. So we don't even have cops for shit. Like it's weird. It's like the purge. But I'm from here, so I deal with it. But I live in a nice area. I'm up in the Calabasas area, like in Topanga, but I still have to go through the valley and everything. So it's my home, and I have to deal with it. But I'm just kind of laying low. It's weird.
Yeah. But dude, I keep saying we should bring like Gavin out and like do a DJ set like before us as like a opener. Like how cool would that be? Like work that into like a rock setting, man. Like that'd be so dope. Like I keep trying to make shit like that happen. Like, hey, I'd be like, that would be fucking awesome, man. Have a DJ like spinning records in between bands, like somebody dope like Gavin, like just
making it actually interesting instead of just whatever background.
Well, that's how I met Incubus. That was what I was doing the day I met Incubus. I was DJing, and I was DJing opening up for a rock concert, and then if you guys go on my Bandcamp, it's the shameless plug. Just look up DJ LYFE on Bandcamp or DJ LYFE Incubus. There's a mixtape that's on there. It's called the Sounds of Science mixtape. There's an A side, which is like me mixing like what you're talking about, and I mix like classic rock and hip hop and just scratching. And then the B side is songs I produce where I'm either rhyming or singing. I have a song with KRS-One. Then they were recorded a long time ago, but the main thing is the A side is the way I mix. And I can mix all kinds of shit. Like you'll hear on there it's like what they call now mashups. You guys could hear it. And I recorded all that from vinyl, but now everyone just uses Serato.
Yeah, right.
So is that what you use now? Or are you still on vinyl and tables? Or the last time I saw you DJ, me and my kid Jay came out. You were doing an event in the Valley a couple of years ago, and we came out, and I think you were kind of more digital. Or is that still how you're spinning, or where is everything at technologically now? Is everybody kind of going back to vinyl? Is it a combination?
That's a good question. Most people don't really use vinyl at all anymore. Here, let me see if I can even show you guys, because I'm on my laptop, but let me see. See, you can see I still have like when I made that mixtape. To me, I've never made a mixtape from digital. I'm like, that's not making a mixtape. Making a mixtape, the way I came into the DJ world, I'm showing you my record collection. If I don't own a record, like that's unorthodox to put it onto a mixtape. It's like you're spinning an MP3 file, but that's just me. That's just me personally.
Well, that's what made a good DJ, man, was their record collection. They'd have
exactly.
A good DJ would just be out scouring the world trying to find these great obscure cool 70s records and these weird jazz and funk things, and that's where like every great 80s beat, like the Dr. Dre beats came from, and like Warren G, like all those great 80s beats or hip-hop beats were just fucking some old soul record, or some old obscure R&B record, or
then you hear the original song and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what happened, and you just made a good point. So what happened with me is I was still DJing into my late 30s, and I'm like, okay, if I'm not making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this, it's kind of like I'm getting old. And I started getting into video production and other things. And then I had a kid, and I just kind of wanted to outgrow like being a nightclub DJ. Yeah. another thing that made me stop is like, okay, so what you just mentioned, like when I first really started DJing hardcore in LA, there was before Serato, and it was like people would do whatever they had to do to get their hands on a record. For example, like 50 Cent in the Club, like when that came out, you couldn't get the vinyl. So if you had a gig that night and that was the hottest song and you didn't have it, you weren't getting the gig. Or like they would be like, dude, this fool doesn't get the vinyl on time. So I had to join record pools. And I mean, you had to have hookups with people. Like, I'm like, dude, who has that promo? Like, or you would know someone at the label, and then the label started sending me promos right to my house. And then it was like, I got the gigs because I had the vinyl. Well, here's what happened. These people started coming in with a hard drive. Like, oh, hi, I'm showing up with a hard drive. And then I'm like, wait a minute, dude, this is reggae night. And I just spent the last 2 years and I spent $5,000 buying reggae records so I could spin at reggae night because I never could. And everyone's like, oh, he's got all the reggae records. Get him the reggae night gig. And this fool rolls in with a fucking hard drive. I'm like, bro, I'm done, dude. Because that was the half the battle. It was like, oh, dude, you got the same records as DJ Hire or whoever. He was the reggae dude. And all of a sudden 87's got some 7 inches. They're like, oh, 87's got 7 inches now. And I'm like, yeah, I spent 2 years. And then I was like, dude, I'm done. But then the other second part of it is I was DJing weddings and everything. I'm like, oh, this Serato shit's great. They're like, people book you for a wedding or some event and they give you the song list. And I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to go to the Goodwill, digging record crates for like a week to go DJ a wedding. Or then we had CD turntables, which was also kind of weird and cumbersome.
Yeah,
and
they're kind of whack.
But here's and I heard this analogy from my boy Sick Jag from Psycho Realm regarding like Ableton and the way people make beats now. It's like this. What he said was, if you used to have to light a fire rubbing 2 sticks together, and someone gave you a lighter, would you go back to rubbing 2 sticks together? You know, meaning like, dude, like what you saw me doing, Tom. It was like, I have a hard drive. It's like, not only do I have a hard drive, I have this thing this big instead of turntables, and it's kind of like a lower level one that I just use for the homies, like because it doesn't have the same latency. But you can get the turntables with the Serato mixer, and it's like, dude, why would you? Another thing is like, I would go into a gig, dude, and I would have like 2 or 3 crates of records, which each one is like £50. Like we would have like dollies, like a dolly pulling like to DJ house party, like. And I mean, dude, the records, if you leave them in the car the next day, they get warped. Like you just show up and you have this in your hard drive and you're like, dude, what do you got? What do you guys want to hear? I got 2,000 songs in here, you know, and then it's dope. And it makes it easier too, like to hit the cue trigger points, and it's dope. I mean, it's technology, but I mean, maybe I'll go back to it. It would have to be a high paying gig because I don't really want to go out and DJ hardcore like I used to, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like there's a transitionary period of like, even like when we all moved to MP3s and all that stuff, where it's just like, you know, you're so used to the old thing that you look at the old new thing like, but then after a while it's like, okay, fine. Right? Okay, fine. I'm part of it now. I'll get into it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, now you can sell your stuff on Spotify. You don't have to send a CD to everyone, but there's always going to be some people that are like, I want a CD, or like, I put out some cassette tapes. People bought cassette tapes. Now it's novelty, and there's people that are buying vinyl like because they're young kids. They've never even seen a record, and they're like, oh my god, dude, I have this on vinyl. So, or if they do have a very special event where they're like, dude, this DJ brought all his records. He actually is spinning on vinyl. That's like. It's like you're walking a tightrope, dude. It's like you're riding a unicycle. They're like, how the fuck are you playing vinyl? I'm like, dude, that's the only thing I know how to do.
Yeah, dude, people are loving the vinyl, man. This one guy I follow on Instagram, like he'll like, you know, just has this little like setup at home, and it's has a different vinyl every week. Where it's like, this is what I'm listening to, or a day, or whatever it is, and it just has a little those little temple of vinyl or whatever you want to call it, right? This perfect display, and it looks the same every time except the vinyl changes. You know, it's pretty sweet to see.
You know what ruined vinyl for me, honestly? All the reissues and the represses. Like, to me, the digging and trying to find the OG rare records, that's what made record collecting. You know what I mean? Like, it's like now, we just made new ones. Like, no, fuck you. That's not how it works. Like, you find it or you pay, you know, that to me, finding it in their OG pressing in the wild is what made collecting records cool. I mean, it's awesome. Kids are getting into it and they're buying all these reissues and stuff, but it's just like, to me, that took the fun out of it. That took, like, now I got to know what these 90 different versions cost and what they're worth, and it just took all the fun out of it for me, man. Like me, you know, I'm a vintage guy, you know. I want everything authentic. I want everything OG, you know.
Yeah, same thing with T-shirts now too.
Sorry, what'd you say?
They're reissuing T-shirts, like old
like crazy
concert T-shirts. Yeah.
Well, that gives people a chance to get it, though. There's always
does.
I mean, because the thing is, your original pressing, like, okay, I'll give you another example, and not to brag, but that, like I said, that original pressing that I have from '98 sealed, I'm selling those for $250, and I have like 1 or 2 left. The newer ones I'm selling for $50, which is a lot of money for a record. Yeah. But I mean, you can as a person yourself that owns a record label, it's like, well, that's powerful, dude, because we can. There's not a Tower Records anymore where people are just buying units, but at the same time, they've always repressed records. I mean, that's why. So.
Look, don't get me wrong. As like a guy who's a proponent of the music business and physical media, I love it. It's great. But for me, as a personal collector, that's just kind of what ruined it for me. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know, like you were talking yourself, like you had all these obscure records, right? And you hunted for years to find those records and paid God knows how much for those records. And then they just like made more of them. And it's like, oh, okay. You know,
yeah, but your original ones still are more valuable than the repressing. So of course.
I know.
But no, dude, look, I totally get it. Look, like I said, I collect records too. And I just sold like 4 crates of records. I'm like, dude, get these things out of my house. And I just whittle it down, dude, because I used to have so many crates. Problem is, fans can't afford. Oh, I missed what that said.
Yeah, can't afford to buy the $500.
Buy an OG for $500. Exactly. No, exactly.
500 is rare. I don't know what that would be. But.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Like the most, like this. This is a $500 record right here. Original OG Mother Love Bone Apple original pressing. This, the price tag's still on it. $479. This is a $500 record right here.
It's like a baseball
far between, you know.
It's like a baseball card. I mean, you know what I have, dude? I have this record. It's so rare, dude, that they can't even put it on like Discogs, dude, because it was the first 50 Cent record, and it's a whole album, dude, and it's like they weren't supposed to press it. I think he signed to a deal and they dropped him off the label and someone snuck it out of the vault and they pressed a bunch and you can't even find the MP3 anywhere, dude. And it's like, it's so hot that I can't even put it on Discogs and sell it because they know it's like, and I was digging through and I was selling shit to this guy that owns a record store and I realized how rare it is. And I've never even listened to it, dude. And I don't even know if you like, it's not on Spotify or anything, dude.
It's like this. It's like this. Have you ever seen this, Gavin? This is the original. This is the original Stained, like their independent record before they got signed on cassette. Like it's called Tormented. So I don't know if you ever heard the Stained story, but basically how they got discovered, they got put on a show with Limp Bizkit, and Fred saw the cover of this. It's got like Barbie dolls and blood and a cross, and he freaked out and said they were satanic and threw them off the show because of the cover of this album. And that's how they met Fred and got signed, and how Stained became. You back, Phil? Did we lose you for a second? Oh, we lost Phil. He'll be back. But yeah. So, and this isn't even on Discogs. Like so John, the drummer, is in a new band called Lydia's Castle that I manage. And I went to his house and he pulled a couple of these out in his garage. And I said, "Are you fucking kidding? Is that Tormented on cassette?" He's like, "Yeah, here." And he just handed me a stack of them. And literally, it's not even on Discogs. It is so rare. Like a copy of it doesn't even exist. It's not even.
Yeah, that's how this 50 Cent record I have is. It might be worth more than $1,000 if I wanted to sell it, but I don't even think I can put it on eBay because it's like known that record was never supposed to be released because I don't know. It's weird, dude. And I don't even care I'm not a huge 50 Cent fan, but it's weird that that's the most valuable vinyl I have because I was looking it all up and I was like, holy shit. I was like, I got a gem, but I don't.
So technically, it's not even a legal thing to be out there. Like it's not legally.
Yeah, it's like kind of bootleg.
Huh?
I said it's kind of bootleg.
It's kind of it got shelved because they dropped him off the label. I think when he got shot or something like that. It was like his first deal with like Warner Brothers or whoever, and then someone that worked there quit or something and somehow got the masters and like put this out and it was a big deal. And then, yeah, dude, like it's kind of illegal, like not to own it, but to try to do anything with it because the lawyers from the record label and people have already said like this shouldn't exist or whatever, dude. But
yeah, and that's a really weird legal gray area. Like as an individual seller, you can sell like a bootleg item. You know what I mean? You just can't sell it as like, say you have like a piece of bootleg Louis Vuitton. You can technically sell it as an individual seller. You just can't try and pass it off as the real thing. So it's kind of a weird gray area legally, but yeah, no, that's super fucking dope though. What's the record like? Is it good?
I think it was I don't know if I haven't really listened to the whole thing, but I know the single. See, the single was the single that got him discovered. There's a story, it's called How to Rob an MC or something like that. And he made, I don't know if you ever heard this song. It was his first single before he really, like, kind of when he was making mixtapes, and he made a song like making jokes about each MC, like how you would rob Jay-Z, how you would rob Biggie, how you would rob, and that one I think has leaked out, but it's the whole album that came from. So that single is like whatever, dude. But like I said, I looked up on Discogs, and they were like, and then I realized even if I wanted to list it, they wouldn't let me because they're like, they could be accountable for selling it or whatever.
Right.
Because they know better, like that type of shit.
Exactly. Oh, hang on. Well, why isn't this working? Well, and Adam too. Shit, hang on. Well, Adam, like this gift was never issued on vinyl in the first place. You know what I mean? Like anything after 19, they dabbled a little bit in the late 90s and fucked with original pressings on. So like I think they did a really limited pressing of Science actually on vinyl.
No, they did gift. They did gift. What was that? MOV. What are they called?
Music on vinyl,
music on vinyl, yep.
But I'm saying when it came out, there was no original pressing, like when the album came out. So it's like, that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like when I say, I'm talking about like records from the 70s and 80s that were actually pressed then, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, that's different. Like shit that was never out on vinyl. It's awesome, man. I mean, they created a whole new cottage industry just reissuing everything that's ever come out on vinyl, literally, like everything, you know.
Well, it fattens up my royalty checks. I'm cool with it, dude. I'm like, buy that shit. I'm all pressing because I got points, and that shit helps, dude. It helps a lot. You are buying hard copies, dude.
I know. I see you got that. What's that? A little platinum? Is that gold behind you?
That one's not a real plaque, really. This one is.
That's what I'm talking about. That one.
That's cool. Well, I'm pretty sure it's platinum now. And
I was going to say, I think it's platinum now, isn't it?
I'm not going to get into it, huh?
It's platinum now, isn't it? Where's your fucking plaque, Gavin?
Dude, you'd be surprised what I had to do to get that one. And I'm not going to even start because it's all bad.
All right, yeah, we don't want to get into all that.
But you know, for the record, Gavin, all you have to do, I mean, you'd have to pay for it, but you can call the company who makes them and just request one and buy it. That's all you need to do. If you are in the band, you're involved with the record, you just need to show them that you're involved in the record. You can pay $300, whatever it is, and just fucking order one yourself. You don't have to fuck with the band or management or anybody else for the record. Like, you know, me and John.
Maybe I should do that. I do know a guy that's
like, on the back of that, there's a sticker that'll say who made it. Fucking call them up, say, hey, I'm on this record. It went platinum now. And they'll just ask you to send them like some links showing who you are, and you can order your own fucking plaques.
That's cool, dude. I'm sure it is platinum. I'm not exactly sure of all the numbers, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. But it's something that's very important to me, and because you know, dude, I deal with people that they're like, I have a PhD, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know, you went to school and you got a PhD. You can't get that shit in school though. Like you can't fucking. Very few people can say that they have something like that. So especially when I was down and out, times when I was broke and shit, I would just look at that and I'd be like, well, I'm somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
They can never take that away from you, no matter what. You know, you were on. I mean, look, it's a landmark record. I mean, that's the record that made Incubus, man. And yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, I mean, I liked Make Yourself, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, after Science, I was pretty much out, and you're part of it. I mean, and it wasn't even just because we were friends, man. It was just because the band was just not as good without you. You know, I like Kilmore. I like Make Yourself. It's a totally different vibe, though. It was, you know, this. Dude, I tell you what, I remember this, man. I remember doing an interview with Billy Gould from Faith No More, and this is right when Science just came out, and I was telling him about Incubus. I'm like, oh, dude, there's this band called Incubus that you got to check out. Like, they're kind of Faith No More influence. The singer kind of sounds like Mike a little bit, but they're dope. They're like, but I remember telling Bill Gould from Faith No More about Incubus, and he had no clue who the fuck you were.
No one did, dude. Dude, I remember we were at some festival like in in Belgium or one of these places, dude. And I just remember they came on stage because we opened up, for someone, dude. We were like on the little tiny stage, and I just remember Brandon sitting there like this, like Indian style, just like staring at Mike Patton, like, and like, yeah, no one. The most of the time when I was in Incubus, no one cared about us. We were like nothing. Like we were on tour with 311 and all these. I just remember seeing this line of girls that looked like all supermodels.
Right.
It looked like 50 or 100 supermodels just trying to get into their dressing room. And we walked by and like we were on stage and people were all, like that was my experience in Incubus. Yeah. I was like, doesn't one of you guys like me? Because I was on stage too, and they were like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like, yeah,
Brandon still had his long dreads. Right. Once he cut those dreads, it changed everything.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of how pretty. That's kind of how it was when I went to see Penner a couple years ago. It was literally like just. The green room was literally like 200 supermodels. It was like the most ridiculous. And he whispers in my ear, he goes, "You like this shit, don't you?" I'm like, he's like, "It's like fucking Motley Crue." I'm like, "Yes, it is, Austin. Yes, it is." I love that kid, man. He's so great. He's so old school rock and roll. I miss old rock and roll, man. I miss it all.
Now, when I think of like Enjoy Incubus and Science, it's like the DJ stuff was a lot more, aggressive or whatever you want to call it. It's more there, right? Like songs like Certain Shade of Green and Enter Gravity Love Song and things like that, where it's there. Like, you just know it's there. And so it's like these moments are created with that and the bass and the guitar, and they kind of mix in together, Yeah.
And well,
after that, it became
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, after that, it was just kind of more atmospheric noise in the background of the songs. You know what I mean? Like, you were like you're like a real integral part of the song, it was just different.
Thanks, dude. Well, I don't mind. I mean, I'm not really a fan of that type of music either that they do, but you know what? God bless them, dude. I mean, look, I still get royalties and shit. Like,
yeah, right.
I'm not rich, but had they not gone that route, it wouldn't have been good for me because I'm glad that they're still around, dude. I really am. I'm like, make the best songs ever, dude. Like, I don't care how they sound. Like, and then I hear it and I'm like, even though I was into a different style of music, the way I met them is because I was into rhyming. I wanted to be a hip hop dude like Beastie Boys, or that was my thing. I wanted to be like, someone like Eminem almost, or kind of, and like that was what I was doing. And I started scratching to have my own scratches. And then I just met Mike. I'm like, dude, I never really wanted to be a DJ in like a metal band, dude. Like that was never something I ever imagined. And, and however things just turn out, to me, that's just life. I mean, I don't mind getting royalty checks here and there. And I never got rich and famous, but dude, you know what? If it wasn't in the cards for me, I'm a pretty happy dude. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, do you know the guy that did the sax solo on Enter Gravity Love Song?
Yeah, and there's a story behind that he wasn't going to get paid, and I'm like, we're paying this guy because it was just so hardcore music business, and I'm like, we're paying this guy, and they hated me for that. But yeah, I do remember the guy's name's Jeremy, or I don't know, I don't remember, but he was in Hoobastank when they started.
Oh, was he? Well, because we were at some random party out on the West Coast somewhere, and we met him, and we're like, no way, I love that song, and he was just, I played down there. I was like, that's cool, man. I forget, I don't remember whose house we're at, but I mean, again, great songs for the album. Man, I love that album. So,
yeah, he was cool. I remember when he came in, and I'm like, are we gonna pay this guy? And it was like, I was like, I don't understand what's going on, and that's probably one of the reasons I just kind of didn't fit in. I'm like, I made a big deal out of it, dude. I'm like, look, we gotta pay this guy. We just signed a record deal, and it was like,
why?
And I was like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, dude, fuck you, you're gone. And I was like, okay, I guess I get it, dude.
How dare you?
I want to pay people
properly.
You don't do that.
To answer that question, Adam, because that was the whole point of the Spawn soundtrack, was bands with someone else doing like kind of mashup songs. That was the whole point of the soundtrack, was like two artists doing like a mashup song together. You were out of the band at that point when they did the Spawn soundtrack, weren't you?
No, dude. Have you ever heard Scratches on that?
Yeah, that's right. You were still in there, right?
Hey, I love that song too, man. That's a great song.
I've never heard the other guy scratch like the way what's on
right.
He does some cool scratches, but no, dude, you should listen to it because it's my signature style. And we worked with Grey Boy on that, and Grey Boy's an incredible producer, dude, and he's dope. I mean, Grey Boy really kind of wrote the song, and everyone else just kind of followed along to it, dude. And that shit was dope.
Yeah, dude, I love that song. I forgot about that song. Thank you, Adam, for reminding us of that one. That's great.
Me too. I totally forgot that record. That
I
was
can hear it in my head right now. I'm like, oh
that,
yeah.
I know. That was when I
Yeah,
worked.
that was the direction I wanted to go.
Yeah.
That was what I was into. And dude, those Incubus guys are genius, man. I mean, they write incredible songs, and they did a great job. And to have the longevity they have, and
yeah,
I mean, fuck, dude. Like I said, God bless them. But I was into a different style. I don't know what I would have done, because it didn't seem like after me the DJ was really involved. But I guess he plays keyboards and stuff. I don't really know. I hear some of their music, and it's just not really something I would normally listen to. But like I said, they're incredible songwriters, and it was just a different direction. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do if you want to make money. Like,
yeah.
You can't always be hardcore if you want to make money, dude. You gotta transpire and do
a different band.
Yeah, but I mean, they're smart, dude, because they wrote hit songs.
Well,
like,
when you
can't just be hardcore for the sake of being hardcore.
Yeah.
I like the guys, man. We toured with them when we one of our first big tours. We got to tour with Deftones, Incubus when Wake Yourself came out. Was one of our big first tours, man. And talked to all the guys. Just, they're always cool to us, man. I have no problem with any of them.
Yeah, that's cool. If you're not, as long as you're not doing business with them, you're good. Yeah, I guess they're cool.
Yeah, that's the music business in general, though, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a slimy business, and you hire managers to be the slimy ones and do the slimiest business, and the ones who do the slimiest business are the most successful. God bless,
Yeah, but not everyone did their band members the way I got done. But again, it's a slippery slope, and I'd rather not talk about it. But yeah,
exactly,
dude,
me either.
It is what it is. But like I said, I like to think of everything, especially nowadays, on the positive note. Yeah. And just, I mean, dude, I'm really glad they've had longevity, because it's helped me a lot. There was times when I didn't have any money and I just get a fucking royalty check or whatever. I just put it in my kid's college fund now because I am doing good. And it's helped me, dude. It's helped me a lot. And I'm glad I have some kind of hardcore like legacy there, but I don't really think I would have ever wanted to be famous and all that, dude, because it does something to you, dude. Like,
it seems to, right?
Huh?
It does seem to some people, man, or a lot of people.
A lot of people, dude. And I don't want to judge and I don't want to get into it, but and not everyone, because I'm still friends with B Real from Cypress Hill, and he's one of the most humble dudes either. But it's kind of weird. Some of the dudes that I see that are well known or famous or somewhat famous that are more humble are a little bit more. Something has happened in their life on the street level or something that's humbled them. And I think the dudes from Cypress Hill, they also have had longevity, and their longevity to me is based on they're super humble and loyal. Yeah. Like they're very in touch with
all of those guys. I'm friends with all of those guys, and they're all, for being the status they are, they're the humblest, coolest. I mean, coolest fucking dudes. B, Sem, they're both fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that to me is because they haven't fucked people over, and they're not slimy, and they never, like, dude, B Real went and DJ'd at some the Shortstop in Echo Park. I don't know if you know, it's like a dive bar, and it's just B Real's up there DJing, dude. And I mean, it only fits like 100 people in there, and like he still does shit like that, and he's just like, "What's up?" And he just rolls out smoking a joint, and it's like, a lot of celebrities won't do that because he's not doing it for the money; he's doing it for the love. And I mean, I'm sure they paid him whatever his rate is for DJing because he DJs now. But when you see shit like that, that is also humbled and well, it's made some people who they are. But then there's also a lot of other people that I just look at them and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'd ever want to be around such rich and famous and way out there people, because I have seen it kind of go to their head and just do weird shit. And I'm like, the life that I wound up leading and living for many years was pretty rough, but I'm here now, dude, and I have a kid and I have a little house and I'm happy, dude.
Oh yeah, man.
That's awesome. So anybody got any other questions or anything? I don't know why we're having such technical difficulty tonight. Everything's slow as fuck. I don't know why it keeps lagging. I don't know anybody. Who do I know? I know Phil and Gavin.
Tom knows everybody.
I can play some of my tracks I've been working on if you guys want to hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I have one thing on here that's, I don't know, because I just have fun with this shit. It's almost a little like a Sublime-ish or like like a kind of rock sort of beat, and I'll just let you guys hear it real quick. It's
Yeah.
just I'll just like play like a little 8 bars or something. I don't know. Can you guys hear this?
I can.
Can you hear that? Good? Like, is that good?
Feel free to freestyle.
No, I'm not gonna do that. But I do have. Well, this one I have a little kind of a singing part to it. But here, I'll just let you hear this little kind of because it's like sometimes I just dumb things down and make it simple. So then it's just like a bass line. So it's like that's just for fun, but like
yeah,
I have like hardcore hip hop beats, but that's just something where I like it's kind of a skeleton beat, and I'll have someone come and lay some guitar on it, and I don't know, I just have fun, dude. But and I sing a little or do different things, but I'm probably gonna end up putting something out in the next year or so, dude. I just have to perfect it, but I've just learned to make shit really basic, and then see what I want to change, and I just sit in here and vibe out and smoke some weed when my kid's not around, and I just play music, dude. It's fucking dope. It's good for my soul.
Hell yeah, man.
When was the last time you played music, Phil?
I play music every day. I just don't play my bass that often.
You should lay down some funky bass lines for Gavin.
I know, right?
Yeah, dude. Where are you located?
Phil's a hell of a bass.
I'm in Ohio.
Well, we could do it.
Yeah, so the internet.
Yeah, I collaborated. There's one other thing I was going to tell you because I forgot about this. I collaborated with this group from New Zealand called Chaosis. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Dude,
just from you.
Those guys are fucking badass. Yeah, well, it was during the pandemic, and they did like what we were just doing. We just traded the WAV files, and they just released. There's a video, and I'm in the video and shit.
Nice.
They used like CGI because I just filmed it at home, and dude, they're like, I don't even know what you call it, dude, because this music, it's like really heavy, but it's electronic, and it's.
How do you spell it? How do you spell their name?
Kaosis.
Okay.
Chaosis. And I'm like, dude, their music is incredible. It's like, for me, dude, I almost get like fucking overload. I'm like, okay, I get an anxiety attack because their shit is like, there's so much going on in this music, dude. But you know, they love what I did, and it's cool to me. They were talking about maybe me going to New Zealand. I'm like, dude, I have a kid. I can't. Really
I know, right? Kids change
I
things.
would like to, but but either way, like I did that, and I did it like what you're saying through the internet. And I guess they're listening to it in New Zealand. I think they're pretty popular over there, but it's a whole style they have. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you guys, dude.
That'd be sweet, dude. I would love to hear something. Australia, New Zealand, they have some cool music down there, man.
It's really heavy. Like it's weird.
If I would have known before, I would have had you send me the MP3 and I could have played it on here. We'll do it again sometime.
Cool, dude. I'll send it to you and you could listen to another time. But you could just find it. Like there's a video for it.
Look it up, Tom.
I will. I can Google it.
Yeah, and then there's a Spotify. There's a Spotify. It's all on all the streaming platforms. It's
what's the song called?
The song's called Over This. And you know, I want to mention this, and I don't really care if it offends anyone. They did what people do a lot of times. They just drop the scratches really low in the mix, and there's a lot going on. So I'm like, because I recorded it like almost 3 years ago, and I'm like, okay, what did I do? Like, I can't hear it, but I can hear some of it. And it's a very long and like intricate song. So, I mean, you could definitely hear my shit in most of it. It's just that, hey, people mix things differently.
I know. As a bass player, I feel that I'm like, why crank it up a little bit? Come on, we can still hear it.
Yeah, you're not the guitar player or the singer, so no one hears your shit. Yeah,
exactly.
And it's always been like that with me, like DJing in a rock band. I'm like, that's fine, but you're missing out. Like you can't. It's like not being able to hear guitar licks. Like there's shit that's in there that I can't hear. I could just hear like the layering, but maybe that's what they wanted. I mean,
right.
It's up to them, but it's still kind of cool. It's just that I had listened to it here before I could send it to them, and I mixed it way different. And then when I listened to it, I'm like, well, what did I even do on here? But it's a cool song, dude. Either way, it's just totally something I would never work on, but it goes. They wanted my work, so
that's sweet.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. It was, and then they're very energetic and they're really cool people. And I think the song Over This, they're talking about like sobering up and no longer doing drugs or something. So it kind of has a message to it.
Yeah.
A cumbia
version of a Taproot song. Wow.
I want to hear that, dude. No,
I
De
do
Leon,
too.
dude. That's tight, dude. I got to hear that. I used to DJ cumbias and shit.
Yeah. No, he's dope, man. He used to be in a band that I worked with a long time ago. That funny enough, David Draymond wanted to sign to his label that I didn't even think, like, it was pretty, I didn't even remember, but it was pretty, like, he was pretty into it. And I don't remember what happened. He just woke up one day and I didn't think he ended up doing the label thing, but yeah, I want to hear that too. So, all right. I guess I do know everybody, at least everybody in here.
Did you find it, Tom?
What was that?
Are you looking for the song? We find it?
Oh, no. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm dumb. Gotcha. Yeah, I can just find it and play it. You're right.
I
All
think
right, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
You should be able to, at least.
What's the song called?
Over this.
Kisses over this.
Yeah, it's really cool music. It's just, I don't even know what to call it, dude. It's intense. It's like really intense music, dude.
Well, we're gonna find out right fucking now.
It has a lot of like high building, like, you know, I'm just like, holy shit, dude. If I went to this concert, I would jump off the stage and hurt myself, dude. Like, I would not be able to contain myself. I went to another concert, I would be like slamming. I mean, it's really high energy. It's almost like reminds me of punk rock and like metal, and then that singing that they do where it's like, but it's cool, dude. And then they have a big chorus in it. Well, you'll hear it hopefully if you can pull it up.
Hang on, I got it. Give me a second. Let's see how this slow ass internet cooperates tonight. We'll see. Window. This one. Also share audio. Okay, here we go. Look at this.
Oh, you can bring it up. Oh, good. You can bring the. Oh shit! I didn't know you could do all that. Damn. Okay, check it out.
Quiet and still appears the night sky, but in reality, that quiescent space is bursting with energy. Energy so
Christian Machado.
That it goes beyond imagination.
Yeah, he's in it too.
Nice.
Long song.
It is. That's cool though. I love that that dude got his dad to rap in it too, which is pretty cool.
Is that what that is?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I didn't know who that was. Fucking George Orwell.
Yeah, connection's kind of weird there. I'm gonna check that out on my own. But yeah.
Like, yo, Dad, you want to spit some fat? You want to spit?
That was cool, you're cutting out, dude.
It definitely needed more scratching, though, man. It was.
Well, there's another little section,
quiet.
but you know what, dude? There's more scratching in there, but you can't hear it, and it's just like I said, dude. Hey, I got paid for it. I'm on it. It's cool. And
yeah, right.
I respect however they mixed it, but
That's
dude,
dope.
I don't. Whatever. I mean, if you want to pay me for something and not hear it, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't have a big ego connected to it. I just know that there's more scratches in there. But there is, if you keep going towards the end, there's some kind of solo thing I did, and I would have to listen to my mix here because I kind of forgot all about it. And I think I sent her a message. I'm like, dude, whatever happened to that song? You know, because they paid me and shit. And then suddenly I saw it, and I'm like, cool, man. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I like it. It's just. It's a different type of music from what I would ever listen to.
Cool. The video it's cool that you're in it.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And I guess that's a popular style. And they told me, I think there's an Incubus cover band over there. Like, you know what they do? Because New Zealand is so far away that it's hard for anyone to go there, dude. Like, it's just the farthest away place. And
I know, right?
Yeah, in Australia. And so they have incredible cover bands over there that make a lot of money because and I think they have an Incubus one, and
the real bands can't get over there.
Yeah. And the people are like, fuck it, dude, we don't care, we're in New Zealand, dude, like we'll just pay for the cover band because they're really good cover bands. They mentioned something like that, and I guess they have a DJ an Incubus cover band. I don't know if they have a DJ in it, but I mean, I think it's cool, dude, and I was honored that they wanted me to be part of it. I was like, cool. And again, it was during the whole shutdown. And that was when I had time to do shit. And I'm like, all right. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
So I apologize. My internet's not cooperating today. I live in the country, man. I'm in the fucking sticks. So like there's awesome. I am 2 steps away from dial-up out here, man. I'm amazed it works as good as it does.
Yeah, but it's also asking a lot to play music over a feed where we have multiple people on and have it sound smooth. It's like with a bunch of people listening, it's like, it's a big ask.
Yeah, but hey, you get the point now. Now you can all go Google it and listen to it for yourself. So
yeah, it's on Spotify.
There you have it.
Shit like that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting out some solo shit because it's look, man, like you're never too old and it's never too late if you have a dream. So I've like I said, there are songs that I recorded. I put out a DVD and I had songs with KRS-One and Rocka from Dilated People. And I have over the years put out shit where I'm rhyming and doing hip hop, and that's just what soothes my soul, dude. That was always my dream, to just rap and like hardcore, like original hip hop type shit. So that's something that I plan on putting out in the next year. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude. You let us know, man. Come back on. Talk about it. We'll listen to it.
Yeah, we'll see, dude. I would love to be back on. This is really awesome, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah.
Of course, man. Well, anybody, I guess we might as well start wrapping this shit up. Phil, it's good to see you. Yes,
sir. Yeah, good to see you, Tom.
You guys talk about, so I'm going to find the show dates really quick. Talk amongst yourselves. I still never found them, so I can go over them. But here, you guys talk for a minute while I go look for our dates. God damn it. Oh yeah, I gotta find my spreadsheet. Let's see, you guys are supposed to be talking though.
Well, you're still one. You're
Talk
still
amongst
talking.
yourselves. I'll give you a
Talk amongst yourselves while I keep talking to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys?
I'm only talking so there's not an awkward silence.
Well, Phil, are you guys gonna have any shows coming up in LA, dude?
Yeah, we're actually playing the Whiskey as soon as Tom finds the date.
For April 20th.
okay.
I already found the date.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I already found April 24th. We're at the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm the so 412 we're in Ringgold at the Q&Z. 413 we're in Kansasville, Wisconsin at 1176. 424 we're at the Whiskey. April 25th we're at Pub Rock in Scottsdale. April 27th we're playing Signal World in Vegas, obviously. By May 8th in Destin, Florida with Nonpoint and Ed B at Club LA. May 12th we're playing at Welcome to Rockville in Daytona. May 18th, we're playing Rock Lansing. May 19th, we're playing Sonic Temple in Columbus. June 8th, we're playing Throwdown at the Campground in Silverton, Georgia. And then these dates aren't announced yet, so we can't talk about those. And then the 29th of September, Louder Than Life. I think that's it. Yeah. That's what I got on my spreadsheet anyway. Yeah, dude, come out to that late show and fucking hang out.
I didn't hear Capulet Fest and Wally's on there.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. They're not. I got to add those in. But I talked about those earlier. All right, somebody tell me when Capulet Fest is.
I don't remember.
God, dang,
I don't remember.
Capulet.
So wait. I heard April 24th and April 12th.
Hey, April 24th is what we're going to be in LA.
Oh, what was April 12th?
At the Whiskey.
Yeah, April 12th is early on. That's something by us.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood. So April 24th would be the date.
Capulet Fest is June 30th. Yep. That's
so Wally's would be right,
June 30th is Capulet Fest. If nothing more, and Wally's is June 29th. Then.
But yeah, LA.
I gotta add
LA
these
the
into
Whiskey,
my
man. April 24th. It'd be sweet. Come on out. It'd be cool. You know, we'll hook it up.
Yeah, I could put together a DJ set. Like, you can tell me your idea of what you would think. Like, and like I said, dude, it's we're not rubbing two sticks together. I got the lighter, so I can
bring whatever, right?
I could very easily come down there and you could just tell me what music you want or what style, or that I can do whatever I want. I sometimes do other shit where I'll take like like some of the hip hop beats that Korn has, and I'll loop it, and then I'll do like a mashup, and like I'll mix some rock, like the rock beats that sound more hip hop, and I'll mash it up. Or like I like to do shit like that because some of the rock beats that came out in the new metal era have like hip hop beats to them.
Oh yeah,
of course, yeah.
I can do different shit that's kind of relevant, but then I'll just play hip hop and shit that I think people will like, and
man,
whatever. We could talk about it. I'm down if you guys want. I mean, I'm in that area all the time.
Definitely, I'll hit you up about it for sure. I think we talked about that at one point before.
Terry Harper, how you doing, brother? Been a long time.
Dude, you're obsessed with cumbia. Like that's your.
Come to LA if you like cumbia. My boys DJ cumbia all night, dude. And trust me, the girls are pretty.
Right.
I bet.
Yeah, we kill it with that shit on here.
That's awesome. So there's all of our dates. Give everybody your social media so they can find you, Gavin.
Well, I have a Facebook group, which is the best thing for DJ LYFE. It's just DJ LYFE Incubus. Also my Bandcamp, DJ LYFE Incubus. And if you want to know about what I really do, as what they call me, Mr. 1987, which is really who I really am. And it's just Mr. 1987 OG on Instagram. You could just look up Mr. 1987, but that's what I go by as an artist. And that's what people in LA know me. They all call me 87. And that's like me as a real hip hop person. That's who I became when I was no longer DJ LYFE. And then, so yeah, Mr.
And that was when we started fucking with each other. When you were doing that, when you did your 1987 record, that was when we really started working together. When was that? In the early 2000s, mid 2000s?
Yeah, and I get a lot of support from the homies out here. Like I was DJing gangster parties and shit after Incubus, and all those people have my back. It's kind of crazy because I have a lot of love and respect, like in the hardcore shit. Like
man,
that's awesome, dude.
Your new life after DJ LYFE.
Right? Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Dude, it was crazy.
I bet.
I was an Incubus.
Awesome, man.
It was hardcore shit, but it's cool, dude. I'm right here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, Gavin. Phil, much love. I will talk to you soon. Everybody else,
Yeah, man.
we will see everybody soon. And next Tuesday, I guess we're going to get back to trying to do this every week. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next Tuesday, probably.
Yeah, probably.
If not.
So this one went well. We'll do it again.
All right, guys.
All right, man. 100.
Hey, Gavin,
Thanks
nice
for
to meet
having
you,
me,
man.
dude. Good
Yeah,
seeing
brother.
you. All right,
Have a
man.
good night.
All right, man.